time for another jam session, and every kiss begins with Scotty Kay is sticking around to hang out with us a little bit more. You like
That's
that?
pretty good.
Yeah, I wish I had the diamonds that came with it.
Me too, brother. I need those. All right, so the war between President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden, it's been growing a lot lately. In a speech earlier this week, Biden was quoted as saying, "If we were in high school, I'd take him behind a gym and beat the hell out of him. I've been in a lot of locker rooms my whole life. I'm a pretty damn good athlete. Any guy that talked that way was usually the fattest, ugliest SOB in the room." Trump then clapped back with his crazy Joe Biden's trying to act like a tough guy. Actually, he's weak, both mentally and physically, and yet he threatens me for the second time with physical assault. He doesn't know me, but he will go down fast and hard, crying all the way. Don't threaten people, Joe. I mean,
this is unbelievable. This is
I'm shocked that Joe Biden sunk this low.
Leaders. You know the saying, they say young fools become old fools? Well, here we are.
This is a real life. Remember the celebrity death match with the clay figures? This is exactly
on
the
MTV.
But Trump was on WWE, though. You remember that?
Yes.
So he's
No
going
way.
right back to his
Oh,
D.
man.
Yeah, his
But
day.
aren't you a little bit surprised that Joe Biden, who's always a class act, who always seems to rise above this kind of stuff, kind of played in the mud a little bit and kind of initiated it?
I'm not surprised at all. You know what it is? I think he tells the truth. I think he likes to go ahead and say what other people are thinking too.
Yes.
And when it comes down to it, Trump's a bully, and so he's
True.
like, hey, listen, I'm gonna stand up for the people. If I'm in the locker room, I'm taking that bully down.
But Joe Biden, he has a little petty bone in him.
Yeah.
He should kind of show a sprinkle of that, especially later in President Obama's presidency. He kind of showed a little bit of that. And like President Obama was always the one like, no, don't do that. Like, no,
True.
just chill.
Only in the GIFs
But
and the
Biden-
memes.
Right?
Here's what you do: you put them both in the ring, MGM grand, and you donate all the money to March for Your Lives this weekend.
There
That's
you
what
go.
do.
Okay, so here
That'd
we
be
go.
the worst fight ever, though.
You guys,
It'd be the greatest fight ever.
Here are the stats. Donald John Trump weighing in at over 250 pounds, 6'3", 71 years old,
my
facing Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., an even 6 feet tall, 75 years old. Who you got? Who you putting money on?
I call it a
what
draw.
You got? What you got?
I
What you
call
got?
it a draw.
He's scrappy, Joe Biden.
It's a draw. You
He
going
wants
for
it
Biden?
more.
Who you got? Who you got? Who you got?
I call Biden because I think Under the Ring comes out, Obama comes out, Stone Cold Stunner, something like that.
You got like that
All
old
right.
newsy,
Can we get
the old newsy
25,
voice.
25? Can I get 50? Can I get 50 on
Now
Biden?
it's an auction.
50 on Biden?
Now we're
Biden?
auctioning.
50 on Biden?
That's not how this thing
No?
works.
Okay.
What?
I just remixed it.
I think that
That's interesting.
it's weird to me that two grown men are fighting over protecting women.
That is kind
You
of
know, like I just
the
think
sad
that
irony of it all.
it's
Violence to combat what we're
yeah,
talking
it's like how a lot of social, like in 6th grade, a lot of fights nowadays start on social media, and they're like combating each other, and that reminds me of this. It's
Yeah,
strange.
absolutely. It's interesting. Well, we'll continue to follow it. According to a recent Huffington Post article, there are 6 signs that you're not ready to move in with your significant other.
Oh,
They
give them
are,
to me.
drum roll, please. Number 1, you're using it as a way to gauge your relationship strength. Number 2, you've yet to have your first big argument. The 3rd, you haven't talked about money yet. 4, there's another roommate involved, and they're uneasy about the whole move-in thing. Number 5, you see it as a Band-Aid for problems in your relationship. And finally, you feel like your partner's pressuring you into the move. All 6 of these seem like telltale signs. Scotty,
yeah, they do.
what do you think, my man?
You got to be ready to find out the things you didn't want to know about somebody, because all of a sudden you're arguing about you didn't put the dishes in the dishwasher the right way. And by the way, if you don't know this, ladies, 10 minutes before you come over, we're cleaning the house. So you're about to find out that everything in the closet is usually everywhere.
You know what's interesting is for the longest, people always said, get married and then move in. I feel like moving in with your significant other it's almost essential, it's critical, it's paramount to figuring out if that person's for you. Live with them first, then decide if you want to spend the rest of your life with them, because it's a great gauge.
You need to know how people live.
Yeah, 100%.
So I had this conversation recently with my boyfriend, and he was like, do you have any reservations about moving in together? And I was like, I only have one, and I could barely even talk about it.
What?
Where do you go to the bathroom?
What do you
Oh,
mean?
really?
can't-
You
yeah,
mean like if you got to
that's
blow
just-
that thing up?
No,
Like, is he gonna be-
Jordan,
is he gonna be
no.
all right?
What do you mean?
Second
Where
bedroom,
no?
second bedroom, tucked away bathroom. You got to have a number 2 bathroom. It's the key.
Yeah, I do
can't.
think that's the point of intimacy when you've really made it, when she's like, hey, I got to be in the bathroom for like 15
I
minutes.
thought the argument one was good because
Can't handle
like
it.
nothing is more frustrating than when you want to like do a dramatic exit and you're like, wait, I live here and I'm married.
And you have to learn to use the word we and ours. If you say, I'm going to my room, oh, now it's your room.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like right now when I'm mad, it's my room, but later, it's ours.